Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you for watching. Today I'm going to make some crafts using this Dollar Tree wood shelf. Alright, starting with my first project, I will be using two of these wood shelves, which I am going to paint using some black chalk paint. Once they're dry, you want to glue them together side by side. Now I only use hot glue, but I will be adding a piece of wood on top for extra support. The piece of wood I will be using is this one from Dollar Tree. I am going to take off like 2 inches, then I'm going to paint it black. Once it's dry, I'm going to glue it right here, right on top. Now this is going to help it be more sturdy. This is the base. Now for the next part, I want to show you these little tabletop decors, tombstones that I found at Dollar Tree. Now I'm not using these because I found these after I had already bought in these that I got from the Dollar General. These were $1 each, and the ones from Dollar Tree were $1.25. So these already come pretty as is, but I am going to make them look older by using this silver paint that I got from Hobby Lobby. For this next step is optional, but I had this little piece of wood from, I think I got this from Michael's a while back, but I felt like this was perfect to put RIP, but you can always use like a Dollar Tree piece of wood to do this. I use a combination of that silver paint with some black paint. I use my Cricut for the RIP. So now all of them are going to say RIP. One of them is going to say danger, and the other one beware of zombies. These little decor pieces already had 2 holes. So I am going to add some extra holes so I can add these Dollar Tree LED lights. So for this one, I added 3, and then for the RIP, I added 4 holes, and then for the other one, I added 3 holes. Once it's done, you're going to see where I placed the little extra holes. I really can't explain it, but you'll see at the end. So now I'm going to add one of the tombstones in the center. I am using the one that says RIP. And to do that, I will be adding some Jenga blocks on the back. Before I add the other 2, I am going to decorate them. For the danger one, I'm going to use this Dollar Tree skeleton, which I'm going to take apart the legs and have 2 of the bones cross for like an X sign. Now that I have this ready, I'm going to glue it to my stand. I added the other one on the other side. This one says beware of zombies. Now in front of the beware of zombies, I'm going to add the leftover little legs, which I'm going to use hot glue to glue them. Using the leftover body part of this little skeleton, I'm going to cut some of the bottom off to add this to the center. So now I'm going to add the LED lights. To finish decorating this, I added some of this spider web that I had, and I'd added all over the signs. The last thing I did, I added some Spanish moss to the bottom and other little things that I had, which was like a little pumpkin with a rose. But that is it. Look how cute this turned out. For my next project, I'm using this piece of wood that I got from Michael's a while back. Now, Dollar Tree carries similar plaques like this, but they are a lot smaller. I'm going to paint this using some black chalk paint. I will be making a sconce and adding a little lamp. So in order for the lamp to hold, I'm using this skeleton hen. This is from the Dollar Tree. This is a little yardstick ones that Dollar Tree carries. I'm only using one of them. Now, in order for this to bend, you do have to add some heat to this, and I use my blow dryer. The arm is too long, so I am going to cut some off. Now, to glue the hand to the wood plaque, I am going to add some Jenga blocks inside the hand. I did paint them black first. I decorated this a little more by adding some spider web. One thing I do recommend you doing is adding the little hook you want to use before you add the hand. I did this later, so I did have to do it like at the end of the table. I added this sawtooth hook to the back. So moving on, I will be adding this little lamp that I got from the Dollar Tree. I added some spider web and some little bat and ghost that I had. I also added this rose. Now I'm going to hang it by the hand, but I am going to show you two different options where you can either have it hanging or sitting on the hand. But that is it. Look how cute this turned out. I will be using one of these Dollar Tree Decor trays. Now they have the purple and the black one, but I felt like for this project the black one was perfect. So these trays already come in black, but this is like a shiny black. So I'm going to use a black chalk paint to reduce the shininess. And I'm going to use some metallic silver to make this more like a rustic old tray. I forgot to mention it. I am going to make a set. That's why you see 2 trays. So this is how it looks once it's dried. Now you can't really tell the silver, but I promise you in person you can. So this is going to be the frame. Now moving on, for the skull, I am using this skull head mask. Now these are glow in the dark. So this next step is optional. You can leave the skull as is or just change it up a little bit like I did. I did go over the black and made it darker using some black paint. I also changed the eye shape. Now this looks mean once I add the black here to make this more round. It doesn't. I added some black paint around the mouth and I just added black here and there to make this look more old and less plasticky. So now I just flipped it around and made more like cracks on the head. And this is how they turned out. Like I did mention, I am making a set. That's why I have 2 of them. To add these to the tray, I needed something so they can adhere to, and I will be using some Jenga blocks, which I painted black. Alright, now that everything's dry, I'm going to start making my first frame. I will be making a man and a woman. I'm starting with the man. Now I'm using this hat. This hat is from Party City. It was $2. So now you want to go ahead and cut one side of the hat. The hat didn't fit inside the tray, so I did have to cut a little bit of the edges to make it fit. So now I'm going to glue the hat to the frame, and to do that I am adding a piece of Jenga block first. Since this hat is plastic and it's not heavy at all, I only use one of the Jenga blocks. So now I'm going to add the head, and I did add one of the Jengas. To secure the hat a little more, I'm going to glue the sides. To decorate this, I will be using some of these rose picks that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to just cut them and then add a black and a purple to the hat. Honestly, I wasn't sure how I was going to add these roses, but then I remember that the hat is plastic. So what I did is I made some holes using the glue gun, and then that is where I added the roses. I did add a spider to decorate it a little more. I do want to mention that I do end up switching that purple rose that has the eye. I added a different one. It's still purple, but it didn't have the eye. So now to make the other one, this one I didn't add the Jenga block on the top of the head. I only added them on the side. That is because I am going to add some roses on top of the head, so this made it so much easier to add the roses. I made her look like a Katrina, but that is it for her. I'm not adding anything else. Now I will be adding some little hangers on the back so I can hang these. Don't forget that these are glow in the dark, but that is it. Look how beautiful they turned out. For my next project, I will be using 2 packs of these wood ghosts. I got them from Dollar Tree, 8 come in a pack, and I'm only using 12 of these little ghosts. I will be painting all of these white. Once these are dry, I'm going to start to glue them together. I will be using this piece of wood as a guide so I can make like a perfect circle. I will be overlapping the ghosts, and what I like about this that I will be covering the little holes that the top of the ghost has. And this is how they look. Now I'm going to use this piece of wood to make like the banner. I am going to first paint it black. I did use my Cricut to cut out Hey Boo. So now I'm going to glue the banner to my wreath. To decorate this a little more, I added a bow I made out of this leftover Halloween ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. And that is it. Look how cute this turned out. The next thing I will be doing is painting this with some black paint. Now I had forgotten that I wanted to do like a white stripe in the center, so I did have to go back and paint one. For this sign, I decided to handwrite this myself, and I am so sorry that you can't really see it. Kinda is blurry, but I do put Hey Boo. Then I went ahead and went over this with a tiny brush and some black paint. And this is how it turned out. Didn't turn out that bad. This Boo sign is going to have little ghosts and spiders. So at the top part, I did draw a spider web. I then used a tiny brush and white paint to go over the lines. For the ghost, I'm using a pack that I got from the Dollar Tree. I am going to paint 4 of these. So before I glue down the ghost, I am going to cut 2 pieces of bamboo sticks so I can add them where the white and black meet. As you can see, my lines weren't straight. That is because I didn't use a painter's tape, which I couldn't find. That's why my lines are all uneven. But I did paint these bamboo sticks orange. I'm going to add the first ghost, and it's going to be right here at the white stripe. Now I did feel like this blended in a lot, so I traced the eyes and painted them black. So when I put the ghost, you are going to see like the little black eyes and mouth. I also added some black paint around the ghost so it didn't blend out a lot. So now I'm going to add all 3 ghosts at the bottom. And for the middle ghost, I did make like a little white circle. So then when I added the ghost, it like, you can't really see like the little hole it has at the top. Now for the other ghost, I didn't do that because I am going to add a small little tiny orange bow. I had these ring spiders, which I felt like these were perfect for this sign. I added one on the exclamation mark, and then I added one next to the ghost at the top. Using this same ribbon that I used for the bows, I am making the hanger out of this. But that is it. Look how beautiful this Hey Boo door sign turned out.